Her son paid the ultimate sacrifice in Iraq, and she says the United States can't leave the work there unfinished. On a special weekend in Washington, a Gold Star mom gets the last word. This is the State of the Union report for Sunday, September 27th. She lost a son in the war in Iraq and says we can't leave the work there undone. Gold Star Mother President Merrilee Carlson gets the last word next. Fifteen newsmakers, analysts, and reporters were out on the Sunday morning talk shows today, but only one gets the last word. It is our privilege today to extend that honor to Merrilee Carlson. She's a Gold Star mother and the president of Families United, which is a support group for U.S. men and women serving in the military. Thank you for joining us. It is a privilege to have you here. I just want to explain to anyone out there who doesn't understand, a Blue Star parent is the parent of somebody serving actively in the military. A Gold Star parent is the parent of someone who has paid the ultimate price, as you have. Your son, Michael, died 4.5 years ago, January 2005, in Bakuba.
Yes.
And you went to visit him this morning at Arlington National Cemetery. I want you to tell us a bit about your son, and I want to help first by reading a bit from this remarkable essay he wrote in his senior year of high school. And Michael Carlson wrote this: I want to fight for something, be part of something that is greater than myself. I want to be a soldier or something of that caliber, maybe a cop or a Secret Service agent. I want to live forever. The only way that one could possibly achieve it in this day and age is to live on in those you have affected. It is a remarkable statement for a young man to make, and as we show pictures of your son, I should say, over the shoulder and pay tribute to his service, he obviously affected you because of what you do to carry on his legacy.
He is. He's an amazing young man and fully believed in the mission of defending and protecting us. And he has challenged me. That moment of his death changed me, because we had always talked about when we said goodbye, when we talked, I would tell him, take care of your friends, take care of your buds, take care of yourself. And it turned back on me, because his last act was one of taking care of his buds, the people of Iraq, and you and I. And so I need now to take care of his friends. 2 of his buds are serving in Afghanistan, and all of the families that are part of that. And so that's my mission now, is to follow his legacy.
And so the Gold Star parents come together, Families United comes together, some Blue Star parents as well, and you all come together. It's a big meeting here in Washington this week, and I know you heard from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. The president issued a proclamation. I want to ask your advice for this town, if you will, because you saw what happened in Iraq. Your son served in that war. He paid the ultimate price. It became an incredibly hard political issue for the country. You have parents, I'm sure, who think the Iraq war was a mistake. You have others who believe you have to finish the fight and carry it on to the end. How do you parents, who share a bond of sacrifice, obviously, but perhaps disagree about the politics of war, work it out?
There are 2 things we do. First of all, parents and any fallen hero family, whether it's parents, siblings, spouses, children, they have one thing to do in order to get over the grief. And first of all, they have to share their hero. They have to talk about it, because we are all proud of what they did. We know that they are proud of their service. They did amazing things, whether Iraq, Afghanistan, whether it was Vietnam or World War II. These men and women who have defended and protected us are incredible. And for us, the first thing is to get together with others who understand, so we can speak freely about that love, about the pain. And because we've get stronger, then we can share our concerns, because none of us want war. We all want all of our boys home. But we also have to stay strong, because it's very important that my son's mission get completed, and that mission is protecting you and I.
Well, on that point, I want to read something else from that very same essay, and again, remarkable for a young man to have written this in his senior year of high school. I want to carve out a niche for myself in the history books. I want to be remembered for the things I accomplished. I sometimes dream of being a soldier in a war. In this war, I am helping to liberate people from oppression. In the end, there's a big parade and a monument built to immortalize us in stone. As you know, again, a majority of the American people believe Iraq was a mistake, and perhaps someday we will get past that. But when you watch the debate now about Afghanistan, the same organizations that opposed the war in Iraq urging their supporters to call the president, pressure the president, don't send more troops to Afghanistan, using the word quagmire, do you see it happening again?
It's very challenging because, you know, when we were in Iraq and when we had our biggest problems in Iraq, it was when we, the people of America, were not standing strong behind our troops, because the people of Iraq then didn't know whether they could trust us. They didn't know if we were going to, you know, leave them hanging, because once we were in Iraq, the people there had to make a choice. They had to decide whether they were going to help us and reach for freedom themselves, or if they were going to have to protect them, because they, you know, did they need to make a deal with the devil in order to get, you know, to protect themselves if we left them. And what we can't do is leave these people hanging. Now that we're there, we need to stand strong, and we need to let our men and women do the job that they know they can do, and let them finish this and let them win. And so then we can all bring them home safely. And then the people of Iraq, I mean, the people of Iraq have thanked me for my service. And you know, we've changed their lives. Michael has changed their lives.
I have about 20 seconds left. For any American who hasn't been there, explain what it's like to walk through that section at Arlington where you see the fallen from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. You are humbled by the amazing men and women who lie there, and that they are willing to raise their hand for you and I, and willing to give their life for us. And we must therefore be worthy of that precious gift of freedom and do everything we can do to protect it.
Merrilee Carlson, we thank you for your thoughts today, and we honor your son's service and all of those who served with him, and I thank you for this.
Thank you.
It's a special treat. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
We'll be right back.